How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Ooh, aloha. Aloha, everybody. It's Sunday, December 7th. And we got Ghost Tube Box. We got this going on. Yay!
Dark.
All you need is love, right? That's not dark, is it? And it's Sunday, so a little old and new. Random read, old and new, no comment. So, it's, December 7th. Pearl Harbor Day, or the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. I think it was about 8 something, like 8 o'clock in the morning, around in there. And it was an attack. It was out of the blue, sort of. It wasn't completely out of the blue.
I was hurt.
And it must, because this is, I don't want to try to get to history too much, because you know the general event, and it began the U.S. involved completely into World War II. That's the start of the U.S. going into World War II. So the attack was actually a military attacking military. Although it did spread throughout the island in a sense that other people were definitely hurt. I think all total something like 3,000 people got casualty in December 7th. There's like 1,100 on just Arizona, USS Arizona being sunk, just that. There's still underneath the water there. But about 3,000, which is 3,000 people being killed is about the same as 9/11, Twin Towers attack?
Absolutely.
But Twin Towers, that was a civilian target. Pearl Harbor was a military target in a sense, and there was a lot of there was something going on. There's a big tension stuff. I think there's some economic thing, as well as the Japan just allies with Germany right before. It was who's on whose side. But World War II starts right for the U.S. So, I just wanted to say, we have Pearl Harbor, and there's like the tours, and
not very.
Not very. Yes, very. Not very. And that Pearl Harbor one with the Arizona. I mean, I grew up here, and so I've seen it as a kid. And you look over, and the oil's still leaking. So there's little drops of oil that pool on top of the water that makes a kind of a rainbow slick like oil does. And you look, and it's like just
only for you.
You can see the oil. It's like still slicks on top of the water. And once I went back there, ghost story. I went back there, paranormal, I guess. Went back there, and I was about in my 30s, and I was traveling with this wacko professor. Another story. And he wanted to see that. So 3:30 in the afternoon, we're on the Arizona Memorial, in the memorial, which is over the sunken Arizona. And there's a bunch of people. It was really crowded, bright, sunny day, 3:30 in the afternoon. A bunch of people, tourists everywhere with lays, and I had my little camera, and I was like, And I wanted to see if that oil was still bubbling up, if you could still see it. So I went to the edge, looked over to the water, and you can kind of see some wreckage a little bit, kind of look at something sticking out over there. I looked over and I was like, that's the oil right there, and I could see it. I'm like, yeah, it's still coming. And then all of a sudden I'm leaning over, looking into the water, and there's this not the water, but the feeling. It went up, and it went like into or like chest area here. It was like went whoosh through me and kind of pushed me back like that. It was just like this, and in my head at the same time there was a voice that said, "Join us." So it was whoosh, join us. And then there was an immense feeling of sadness, and tears were coming down my face. And I'm like, what just happened? And I looked around, and there's people walking around like, what you talking about? These people. So it was like a lean over, yeah, there it is. With that, join us. And then
give it to me.
And sadness. And that happened, and I have no explanation why, except 1,000, over 1,000 sailors are down there, entombed in the Arizona, sunken, and it's and they're asking me to join them. So I don't know what to do with that. No. But anyways, Pearl Harbor. A lot of stuff went around, and people were shot at all over the island. It wasn't just in Pearl Harbor. Planes came over and went down and all kinds of stuff, and it was just crazy nuts. And a lot of mayhem and a lot of shocking death. And because it was a sudden, unprovoked attack, we were instantly at war. I mean, like, Japan hits us with Pearl Harbor, and Congress, which declared war on Germany like that. It wasn't declared war on Japan. They declared war on Germany because they knew they had buddied up in the Axis, allied with them in Axis groups. So yeah, Pearl Harbor Day, and usually they would have the Honolulu Marathon on this very day, and there'd be a bunch of people doing the Honolulu Marathon, but they decided that coincidence of Arizona, Pearl Harbor,
grandfather,
and Honolulu Marathon didn't mix, so the Honolulu Marathon this year is next week on December 14th, not today. That's a good thing, I think. Yeah. So we're gonna do a little old and new. I don't know. That would be my vlog, guys. But the news. I mean, hey, we still got. Are we going to enter a war with Venezuela? It's not even a war. It would be like we're attacking them. They doing the boats, boom, boom, double tap, boom, boom. Is it a war crime? Yeah, it is, because they should just capture a boat, figure something out. But they're just bombing the boats. So it's like execution out of the blue. And then they want to move that action onto the land in Venezuela with the same rationale. Yeah, they're drug cartels and they're on the land. Let's get them in.
Can you repeat?
So they're moving from the sea to the land. And so basically they're just going to be bombing inside Venezuela. And that would be an act of war by the U.S. on Venezuela. So that's where we're at with things. And that's most likely going to happen. And then all the other stuff with ballroom and monuments and renaming buildings, and the main thing though, the American people, affordability. Yep, that was the key word. And the Trumpers and the MAGA, they got elected being, I'm going to be the affordable president. It's the affordability. I'm going to make prices come down and all. And the prices, you did the tariff thing. The prices went up. They're not coming down. Inflation's going up some. It's not going down. And the economic indicator, it's and it's not affordable for people generally. And then they's cutting out food stamps, things like all kinds of bad stuff. Making it affordable for Americans turns into the opposite. And then when they say, hey, what you gonna do about the price of eggs or something like that, or price of groceries, basically, he's like, that affordability is a made-up word, and it's all the Biden administration's fault. It's their fault. They made it expensive. It's their fault. Affordability is a big hoax. It's a big hoax. Affordability. It's those radical left Democrats that made that stuff up just to get to me, make me look bad. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. You just blame. So, anyways, yeah, let's get to let's not make this too long. Menu. Let's try to be a little serious. And we have here we go. Old.
Can you hear that?
Random. Light.
We're here.
Okay. And it says 1 Chronicles 21.
Close it.
No, the census and the plague. Oh God. 21. Satan stood up against Israel and incited David to count the people of Israel. So David said to the Joab and the commanders of the army, go, number Israel from Beersheba to Dan and bring me a report so that I may know their number. But Joab said, may the Lord increase the number of his people 100-fold. They are not, my lord the king, all of them as my lord's servants. Then why should my lord require this? Why should he bring guilt on Israel? But the king's word prevailed against Joab. Okay. And new with red letters, rubric. We got red letters? Oh, there's some right there. Okay. Oops. So this is Mark. Mark 14. 1460. Good to see the little number. Then the high priest stood up before them and asked Jesus, have you no answer? What is it that they testify against you? But he was silent and did not answer. Again the high priest asked him, are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One? Jesus said, I am. And you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven. Okay. I'm going to say no comment, but that's a little scary. Coming in the clouds like mushroom. Hope they're not mushroom clouds. Okay. Don't comment. Oh boy.
Run now.
Run now. Run. But there's some Hawaiian news, right? There's some stuff, right? Look, see?
Message for you.
There's messages. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Oh, and the volcano is sprouting, spewing. It's 38th time or 83rd time or whatever it is. It's like so many 38 times.
I can't speak.
Plenty times. It's going up. It went off again. So yeah, that was just the other day. Oh boy. Okay. Man. Oh, I didn't. Let me set up the paper. Yeah, the paper. Hawaii news. Okay, that way. Oop, go that way. There it is. Oh, surging costs per hiring slowdown in the islands. Because, yeah, Hawaii, because they're at the end of shipping and all that. Everything's expensive in the first place. Now it's, oh gosh. Niihau, that private island, is the last sandalwood. Horticulturalist tries to preserve the sandalwood. Oh God, we're gonna have extinct sandalwood trees pretty soon. No. Niihau is only Hawaiian. It's privately owned. Puppy shooting inspires community action. Stop shooting the puppies. What's wrong with people? What is going wrong? What's wrong with people? It's so crazy. Alimamo creator, vigorous action, kicking trees. Oh, and yeah, who's your daddy now? Iowa, right? Iowa, no, Indiana. That's right, Iowa. I think. Indiana Hoosiers won the Ohio State football game. And it's like the upset of upsets because like the last time they won was 1967. They're like the second losiest team. The time before that was 1945. It was a pretty good game. And yeah, they're so happy they're the champions of the Big Ten. I've been following it too much, but there was a big upset. My mom was rooting for Ohio. Sorry. See, Hoosiers. Yeah, back in the day. Remember back in the day, 1961? When we relax, just get out there on the, not quite the barge, the little landing thing. That's the sunken Arizona, 1962. Sunken Arizona, right there, like standing there. This is the Marine Firing Squad stands at parade rest as sailors drop
out of my way.
a wreath into the waters of Pearl Harbor above the hulk of the battleship Arizona. Glistening white Arizona. Oh my gosh, I just told you the ghost story. This is where where about this person is right here is where I was leaning over looking into the water, which is like where that wreath is right there. Oh my gosh. It's joyous. The memorial is built at a cost of $500,000 and was dedicated yesterday in 62.
Monster.
Wow. More than 200 people attended the ceremony. Many of them relatives of the men lost their lives during 1941, December 7th. Oh my gosh. Oh, I bet I'm freaking out there. That's a little... And they're like standing there.
Sister.
Yeah, a lot of this, it's changed somewhat. They don't have that big standing platform.
Message for you.
Message? Okay. Garden in the ocean. Okay. And look, Aloha and Company in where? In Provence? Was that Rhode Island? He's in France. Look, in France. Aloha Company in France. Okay. Santa. Alzheimer's maze. What you talking about? Oh, here's political cartoon. Headset. Headset floating on the up overturned boat. Are you gonna sink headset? He's already floating on there. It's not my fault. Sink them. Oh gosh. What is going on? And too much stuff of that. What do you got here?
Objections to student athletes being too late for strike and illegal parties, don't fit the drug smuggling, kill, don't fit the crime.
I mean, I guess we'll do this one? I don't know which one it is.
Smuggling kills, don't fit the crime.
Much has appeared in recent media about the lethal boat strikes on, quote, assumed drug smuggling boats, quote, supposedly from Venezuela under the, quote, presumed control of the nation's government. The objections center on the lack of due process, which is justifiable, but I believe misses a salient point. I have yet to hear from any source that narcotic smuggling is not necessarily a capital offense in U.S. law. Yet we have civilian leaders authorizing the use of deadly force, and military leaders and their chain of command killing civilians in open seas based on no evidence that could be produced in a court of law. One recent contributor mentioned the Nuremberg trials. Nuremberg translators' lessons ring true today. Cite article November 24th. Their comments left out one fact that is of interest here, that, quote, I was just following orders, was not allowed as a defense. Many a warrior shows courage in battle, yet proves to be a moral coward. Paul C. Frank, Aliyah Manu. Thank you, Paul. Well, you brought up some of those basic points, about I was just following orders. It's kind of like shifting the blame. Don't blame me. I was told to do it. I'm just following the orders. It's like a don't blame me thing. Ed Seth was doing that too. It's like, he's yeah, man, I left the room before that happened, and it was fog of war. I was smoke and bomb, and I left the room. And granted, it took 40 minutes to the next strike, but hey, you just don't. He's the Secretary of War. He just left the room. He had something better to do. And then saying that Admiral Bradley was But I'm behind Admiral Bradley all the way. But he shifted blame onto him, since it was being floated that it was a war crime. And in a sense, bombing those little boats out of the water just like that is kind of a war crime, or at least international murder charge right off the bat. So there isn't any justification for it. I mean, I know drug trafficking and the drugs and narcotics kills, and it's a totally horribly bad thing. But
I hear you.
just bombing boats out of the water is not the way to do it. It's like if you had the drug house down the road. It's like, I think it's a drug house. Bomb it, burn it down. It's like, it's this kind of. But anyhow, they really just could go intercept them like Miami Vice and get the boat, get the people, and get all this information, then prove their point that yes, and yes, and boom, and boom, and boom, and then they can kind of really just do what they're doing. But all of that, war crime, fog of war, and all, is still, the bigger picture is that they're going after Venezuela. And that is not just a war crime, that's like an attack on Venezuela. All for oil. That's guaranteed. That's the motivation, and it's sad, man. It's like Drill Baby Drill has gone lethal and
young.
Anyways, it's Pearl Harbor Day. Remember, those who lost because of war and senseless war stuff, and how quickly that can blow up, into larger war stuff. Anyway, so we're getting close to Christmas and all that kind of thing. So aloha, have a good day. Aloha to you. December 7th.
Have a nice aloha day. Peaceful. Aloha to you.